Without a script, there wouldn't be a film. Writing screenplays is often something that I personally find to be creatively fulfilling somehow, despite the egregious formatting structures, long hours, and writer's block.
This makes no sense at all.
If you're interested in writing a screenplay and want tips from someone with little to no credibility, I am more than happy to give you my best advice.
Are you going to write about this in your screenplay?
First, you have to start with an idea. It doesn't matter whether or not the idea is very developed, start writing. As long as those fun little thoughts are exiting your head and getting put onto a page, you're already much further along than most.
Finest screenplay ever written.
As you write, you'll start to realize the story you want to tell, and that's where it gets fun. See, you might realize on page 2, or page 10, or even page 45, or even once you've finished an entire first draft of the story, that it isn't actually supposed to be a comedy, but rather a romance thriller. It seems like the end of the world because you already put so much work in. Well, the best advice here is just get over it. You get to make something better now. The easiest way to do that is to restart, keeping all the parts that matter to the new script, getting rid of all the old stuff, and filling the gaps with content that helps achieve your message. Remember, this isn't the last thing you'll write. You can always revisit ideas.
I'll be back.
Now in your second draft, you'll have a good understanding of who your characters are. Here you should brainstorm the features of your characters. Not a subjective opinion, but an objective reality of your character. How smart are they? Are they smarter than you? Why don't they joke around? What's their purpose? Why do I relate to them? Even if you're writing a villain, they have to have something for the audience to relate to. You, as the writer, need to be impartial to the characters.
Exactly. It is what they do that makes them good or bad.
Once the second draft is done, you have a much better grasp of your story and your characters. Now it's time to start over again, and yet again trim out everything that doesn't serve a use to the final message, or that final goal that the characters reach. This part is hard because some great content can end up getting cut or heavily reformed, but again, you'll hopefully continue to write more, so don't worry too much. Now in this draft, you should also have a better sense of your writing style, so make the work your own. Take inspiration from other writers and creators, but don't try and imitate. Their mind doesn't work like yours, and you can tell. Art is about letting yourself out, and that's no different for screenplays. From here, you may do another draft, or 2, or 3, or even up to some crazy number like 60. That isn't required, but sometimes getting your work right takes time. The important part with that is to not stay stuck. If you get stuck, move on to another project and keep writing. You'll keep thinking, and eventually you'll have that spark or that idea that gets you back. If you don't already understand how the formatting of a script works, join the club. Jokes aside, it isn't as complicated as it seems, but you'd be better fit watching a professional on that one. There are extensions for Google Docs to help format screenplays, and there are many websites as well. I use Celtics because it's free and quite in-depth. Well, that's it. The best writers are the ones who just keep on writing. So I suppose maybe it's time for you to start.